Sit back and take a ride. Pink panties coming to your life. Sisters coming to your life. Come, catch a vibe. Let's ride. Come on, let's ride. Yeah. Sisters, we the family. Love, Crystal and TT. Yeah. Fallon, that's me. Come, catch a vibe. Let's ride. Alright. Yeah. Come on, let's ride.
I'm Fallon.
I'm Crystal.
I'm Christina.
And we're Pink Panties. Today on our show, we have a very special guest, our cousin, Chris. We're just talking about life and some possible, childhood trauma and growing up the way that we did and how it impacts you as an adult. Let's get into it.
That's that insecurity in men. That's what I learned. A lot of men today in society have insecureness. And once they get over insecureness, it'll be a whole lot better in society. But society didn't mold it. And this is what I've told black women. I've learned this around black women. They treat black males like babies and treat black women like men. Like, black women for real get treated around they mama like, But black males be, yeah, you can bring her over. But let a black woman say, can I bring my boyfriend over? What?
Right.
And that's what I've learned like the last 3-4 years. I'm like, okay. Like, I really gotta like change my mindset because shit, if I don't change my mindset, then I'm a fall for a little ratchet bitch. And I ain't looking for no ratchet bitch. I'm looking for somebody who on my level. Like shit, I'm trying to see 6 figures next year. So it's like, if you ain't in that 6-figure category, what Beyonce say? To the left. And y'all understand because y'all done found y'all man who y'all comfortable with. So it's different with women. When women find that man that they're comfortable with, it's different. When men find a woman that they think they're comfortable with, it's like, okay. That's why I had to sit back and I had to analyze my woman. If I was to fall off today, can you pay all the bills? And when she said no, red flag. It's time for me to look at shit different. Because if you can pay all the bills, guess what? You know how when you eat that piece of food and it's finger looking good? Shit. Okay, yeah. But when you don't eat that piece of food and they ask you how it is and you looking, motherfucker, you know this shit was nasty. And that was the only negative thing that me and my ex, like for real, fell out about. I said, if I was to lose my job right now and I was fucked up and it took me a month, maybe 2 months to find a new job because you pay every bill in this house. I don't know. You don't know? Okay. I waited and we had a nice conversation. I still got love for her now because me and her brothers is like, we was like this, but now we not like this. So it's like, shit, okay. She still texts and call me and check up on me because me and her grandpa have a good conversation once or twice a month. So it's like, I've learned, like, shit, women in today's society, their bag is usually bigger than the man. So it's like, shit, what are you waiting on? You're going to school in August, but you're going to school in August. Why not go do something that you don't want to do or do something in your medical field that you want to do to have the bag bigger than me if I was to fumble it?
Right.
So that's why my mom would be looking at me. She like, son, I just want you. I'm like, mine's hard because I seen all the fuck shit you went through. Like, my mom went through a lot of fuck shit with my daddy. And I'm older now and I can realize that shit. And I truly feel upset and bad for my mama because she's a sucker.
When you get older, you can start looking at your parents as people.
Yeah.
And you kind of take them off of the pedestal of being our heroes and like, no, you was just a regular person.
The same thing I went through. Same bull crap. You just gotta.
So y'all as women, how do y'all separate like from what y'all seen y'all mama with Jerry and y'all mama like with y'all real daddy, like and like y'all found y'all with today and married?
Terrence is probably the closest thing to Jerry, but a mixture of Willie, which is, when I say Willie, I'm talking about my brother, which is also like my daddy. So he's kind of like a mixture of all of them in one.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think my baby daddy, he was more like my dad, but my husband now is more like Jerry. So I think just as people, just in general, you always marry or get with somebody who's like your
father.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
I think
that,
it's a comfort
and I
thing.
think you also realize that that everybody is different.
Yeah.
So not putting all men in that one
Same
category
category,
of
yeah.
deadbeat men, or well, if this man did it to me, then the next one's gonna do it to me. And getting yourself out of that comfort zone of.
So I was just gonna ask y'all next, how did y'all get yourself out of that comfort zone?
You just, I mean,
gotta
I
be
don't even
willing.
know if there's a way to get yourself out of the comfort zone, but just you have to be able to put yourself in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, that's how you grow. You got to be willing to accept
You know,
change.
I would have never thought that I was going to be with somebody younger than me, just because that wasn't that wasn't my thing. But being with my husband, who's younger than me, is the best thing ever. Mm-hmm. So I put myself in an uncomfortable situation, and great things happen.
So, like, y'all are three women, so what does y'all expect out of a man from what you saying from your daddy and Jerry?
I would say, for number one, I didn't want him to think that he had to take care of me in any way, shape, or form, because that's not what I want you to think. But I wanted him to also know you're not going to treat me wrong either, on that same note.
I think I looked for different things. Like with my baby's father, I probably didn't have no expectations. But after we broke up and I got a chance to be by myself and figure out what I wanted going into this next relationship, I wanted a partner. Like, I don't need you to take care of me. You don't need to we need to take care of each other and be a partnership in this situation. So I think with life experience and being by yourself, figuring out what you want, that's how you kind of go into the next situation. Like, all right, well, I know I don't want this. I know I don't want that. And this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for somebody to be my daddy. That's what I can say.
Right.
Don't try to be my daddy.
Please don't.
So with the partnership, like y'all said, like, did y'all ever, like, write stuff down and weigh out the pros and cons and what y'all wanted in a man?
We talked about it.
Or did y'all wait and be like, oh, like, how did y'all know, like, this is the right man to marry?
I definitely wrote stuff down. I wrote down what I was looking for. I wrote down what my goals were, and that's what I focused on. Like, I didn't even go looking for no man. It was like, okay, when he comes, this is what he's gonna be, and then this is where I want to be in the next 5 years of my life, and let me go focus on these things.
I talked to God about it. I didn't really write it down. I talked to God about it a lot. Because when me and Terrence had first met, I was in a really bad depression, and I had to really kind of come into myself first and deal with my own anxiety first, and I needed somebody that was patient enough to deal with that as well as be with me, and that's what I prayed for, and that's when I found Terrence. I say that all the time, because I remember, I don't know who I was talking to. I think it was my friend Brittany. I was talking to her, and she was like, she was telling me how different I had been acting, and every time she tells me that, I noticed that I was going through some type of depression. And that's when I had started talking to God and trying to figure out what I wanted. And I said, if you want to bring me my husband, this is what I want. And that's Terrence.
And it was also making sure that you yourself is open to love.
Sit back and take a ride. Pink pennies coming to your life. Sisters coming to your life. Come, catch a vibe. Let's ride. Come on, let's ride. Yeah.
Sisters, we the family. Love, Crystal and TT. Yeah, Fallon, that's me. Come, catch a vibe. Let's ride. Alright. Yeah, come on, let's ride.